I'm Father Jerome McKenna, and I'm celebrating my Golden Jubilee of priesthood. I have to think back to the days when I really started to think about becoming a Passionist and a priest, and it predates really the time that I was in grade school. I was really fascinated by the church, but what went on in the church, the beautiful experiences that I had even as a child, not even being able to understand everything, but being caught up in the whole environment and the atmosphere. It seemed to be a holy place, what went on there. I was so impressed by the priests of the parish, and especially the pastor. My fascination with the Passionists came from just being with my father, who had made a retreat at St. Paul's Monastery in Pittsburgh, and who was so fascinated by the way the Passionists dealt with him as an individual, a father, a husband, that he went back there regularly for confession. And he'd pile us kids, we were all boys, pile us in the back of the car on Saturdays and drive over to the monastery for confession, and would sit there waiting for him, but would see these monks walking back and forth, sandaled feet and the black robes, with a biretta perhaps on their head, but saying their prayers out of a prayer book. And a curiosity developed, and it just stayed with me, and I wanted to see what was inside, get to know them, and I did. So I've had a wonderful life as a Passionist, and I think I owe a lot of what I've been able to accomplish and who I am actually to my Passionist upbringing. It truly is my second family. I don't think anything could compare to the education that I've gotten because of the Passionists. They've always supplied us with wonderful priests to teach us from high school right on through, marvelous men who gave great example and were really filled with wisdom for the most part. I've had a number of different positions in the community over the course of my priestly life, and presently I'm serving as the Vicar General in the Diocese of Wheeling-Charleston in West Virginia.
That I have lived this life for 50 years and very happy doing this work all these years, and it is a challenge. And I'm sure the young people today, the ones I've met, they're looking for a challenge. They want something more to do. They want an adventure. They want a charge to be put in their lives, and I think it's there in our own life, and difficult as it is at times, but young people are willing to lead a difficult life if it's for a good cause.
And the first man I met was Father Neil or Owen Sharkey, as he's known now. He impressed me very much. Okay, I got some literature about the Passionist, and what impressed me about what I read there was the fact that they are an active contemplative community. That I like that combination about balance, and the fact that that our Blessed Mother revealed herself to Paul of the Cross in a habit. So I said to myself, this must be pretty good. And also the fact that, would you believe, they always had classical music in the community. But that's what did it for me. Then I went further with him, and got through the applications and all that, and then went to after a year of Latin at St. Philip Neri School, went to the prep, and being able to help people in their problems or concerns, and helping as best I could. And of course, you learn. You have to be, as you go along in years, you learn from your mistakes, and you learn what's more effective. Learn more about yourself, but you meet people of many different backgrounds. Because I've been in an African American parish. I've been in English-speaking parishes for the most part, a Spanish-American parish in New Jersey. I've been in Baltimore, which was a parish of heavily white membership, neighborhood turning gradually to black and white, which was a difficult thing in the sense that people were moving out of the area.
Mine, a brother Jerome Cowan, who died a few years ago. We became friends and buddies, and he started to tell me about the Passionists. So one day we went over to the big house, St. Michael's in Union City, and we knocked on the door. Father Charlie Lang, he's gone to his reward, but he opened the door and he just said, well, hello, boys. Summer afternoon. I just, can I help you? He didn't quite open the door, but he just wondered who we were. And I think it was Jerome said, well, we're here to meet Father Vincent Durkin. We want to become Passionists. Oh, boys, come right in, and open the door. It's a hot day. How about a glass of soda? And so far, so good, It was and that was how it started, And then later, my father said, well, you go ahead, don't worry about us, and good luck. And so he was there at the station to put me on the train and the whole family. And he said, I remember before getting on the train, we just standing there, and it was like, father to son. He says, now, if this doesn't work out up there, you don't like it, and just come home, you don't have to stay there for us. And so I got on the train, and off I went to Dunkirk. If you're looking for work where you can help people and try to bring peace, perhaps to go to the missions to other countries, the choice I made presented a lot of that to me.
Well, I had two brothers before me who became Passionists, and I followed in their footsteps. Well, my happiest time as a Passionist was I volunteered to go out to the Philippines. And when we were in Sacred Eloquence, the provincial wrote us a letter and said, what do you think of the missions? The local missions down in the south, the missions in West Indies, they were just beginning then, and then the missions in the Philippine Islands. So I told them I liked the three of them, but especially the missions in the Philippines. And 3 years, a couple of years later, when we finished Sacred Eloquence, they told me, you have been accepted for the Philippines, and I spent 44 years of my life in the Philippines. Well, it's an opportunity to go out and explain to people that we still have the passion going on in our lives today. Everybody is suffering, and we have to bear our sufferings patiently like Jesus did. So we can always pray, that the cross becomes a little lighter. Like Jesus, if it be possible, let this chalice pass from me, not my will, but thine be done. Well, we can always ask the Lord to make life a little easier, but we're all willing to follow Jesus, take the cross daily, and follow him.